hear someone say, like, I have the force of thousands of worlds within me, right? That's so, so different from what we're exposed to all the time. So this is why I say loving yourself and feeling connected to your faith is really the most radical act. You are going against the grain of society by just choosing to have self-worth. And that is hard to do. So I acknowledge you. It takes a lot of effort, and not everyone does this. And so wherever you are at is divine. It is perfect. You are someone who is going to overcome this in this lifetime just because you're already asking these questions and having this conversation, which so many people will never do. So the next step for you, after you've deeply acknowledged yourself for where you're at and what this looks like to be in a state of creative flow, you're going to ask, what is the gap between your mindset and this empowered mindset? So one of the aspects of this empowered mindset is the ability to easily say to ourselves, I can create boundaries. I can uphold my boundaries. I can create prayers. I can create decisions, right? All of this is part of the state of creation. Energy is just calling you to be a little bit more deliberate about what you're creating and the incredible creative forces that you have flowing within you. Sometimes feeling connected to our faith is reminding ourselves or bringing awareness to all that we are that we don't typically have awareness of. So whether you are trying for a kid right now or not, I know that I'm not, but every single day I remind myself of just my body's ability to create life, and that starts this momentum and the spiral of I can create poetry, I can do any of these things. And this is so important. And this is part of sacred divine feminine teachings that were lost over time. I really, really like that you asked about being more consistent, because I think that so many different people will have different approaches to this. Like some people will tell you to just put it on your calendar, like set a reminder and just do the thing. But that's not what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to teach ourselves how to force ourselves into doing things that we don't want to do. We're trying to make that whole entire process so much easier. We're trying to enjoy journaling, enjoy reflecting. Of course, we have space and time for that in our day, and all of that is an enjoyable process. So how to make this a consistent and enjoyable process is going to take multiple steps. What you're going to do is you are going to spend time, one session, like you are going to take 20 minutes, you're going to set a timer, and you're going to get yourself a tea, and you're going to get yourself all of the things that will make you feel comfortable. You're also going to make sure that you reward yourself for this session. So you're going to sit down and you're going to have a 20-minute long journal reflection session where you answer some of the questions that we talked about here. Then you're going to reward yourself, and you are going to check that off in your habit tracker. I use a free habit tracker on my phone. I think it's called Tracker. You can download it from the App Store. And you're going to cross it off. You are going to reward yourself. So I know that I'm being even repetitive right now, but what this does, actually sitting yourself through an exercise like this, helps us to feel more confident in that exercise. All you have to do, the only goal is to journal and reflect, like journal reflection time once per week. That is it. So your new consistency means that you do 4 journal reflection sessions per month. That is it. So we're going to set the bar a lot lower. We're going to make a goal that is genuinely attainable for us. I'm sure that you can do 4 journal reflection sessions, just how we described, where you have a reward, you have all of your comforts, and everything is okay. I'm sure that would be so, so easy. So now what we want to do is we want to increase the amount of words are not working for me in this moment. We want to increase the likelihood of this happening, right? So let's say you do it twice a week. That doubles the amount of journal reflection times that you do that month. Now you're on 8 journal reflection times that month, right? That's way more consistent than you were before. So the way that we are going to create consistency is going to be really slow over time. I want you to always start at one per week. And if you cannot consistently cross it off once a week for 3 weeks straight, we're not going to add another habit quite yet. I know that you're going through a lot of changes right now. You're staying at other people's houses, you're traveling, and there's so much going on. So I want you to not stress the soul by biting off more than you can chew. We're only going to work on one habit at a time, and we're going to work on doing this habit just once. Just have one positive experience with journaling and reflecting. And from there, we're going to build. So I'm sure that as a poetry writer, because you're asking me this question, you probably had more than one positive experience with this habit. So we might be ready to do it, like, let's say 3 times a week or something like that. You're going to want to look at your schedule, and you are going to want to schedule this activity at a time that your soul would need to do an activity like this. So really identify, like, on a Friday, is that a time that you tend to feel really reflective? You're thinking about all of the stuff that just happened that week. That could be the time that you need to do that journaling and reflection. Maybe it is right after you clean your house and you just want to, everything is clean. You've just done all of your laundry. You put on a clean outfit, and that is the time that you do your journaling and reflection in order to plan for that upcoming week. So I've been able to be super consistent for over 10 years of journaling and reflection because the only time that I told myself that I have to do this is on Sundays. Sundays, I journal for an hour. I plan the week. I do different things during that time. And every other journal session that I have throughout the week is just a bonus session. So what this has done is it has made journaling start to feel really, really good. And I journal every single day now. And I actually hate the days that I don't journal. It's like I would have to try to not be consistent with it at this point. So overall, I want you to just identify that consistency means something different for everyone, depending on where they're at in their journey. Consistency can easily be once a week, once a month, once a year. Setting New Year's resolutions is a consistent habit, and it's something that people don't even think about too much. They just do it on the 1st or like the 31st of December, and then they never think about it again. So you get to choose what consistency means for you. And that could be a really good thing to journal and reflect on next. At a year from now, what would make you feel really, really good to look back at and go, wow, I did this. So I feel really proud of myself. I accomplished so much. I supported myself. This is absolutely divine. And to also include some other practices for connecting with your younger self. We do have some inner child meditations inside of our client portal. And I also